G'day everyone, it's SDS SuperCoach, providing SuperCoach content for you. I'm here to present the round 16 review, and it was a very good week for me. Another good week, which was very good. So we scored 2,588, and that moved us 625 spots up to 2,624. 4 trades left, and yeah, I feel like I'm in a solid position. There's a couple of things I need to weigh up this week, but I tell you what, when I first opened the app, it said 2,249 or something like that. But SuperCoach did make a little mistake and not add teams as emergency scores, so that did drop me back. So it was a bit of a tease from SuperCoach. I thought it was 2,200, but 2,600. I'll take it. Any time going up in the ranks, it's a lot harder to go further up in the ranks. Just due to how further apart each team's sides are in terms of points, that sort of thing. So, but the positive is top 1% we are at the minute. So, look, we want to hold that for the rest of the year and finish in the top 1%. As I did say throughout the year, the aim was to finish inside the top 1%. So I feel pretty happy about that. But it's all about just holding it, and we'll just see how we go, ladies and gentlemen. So hope everyone had a good week. I went to Hawthorn Carlton today. It was crap. Look, I think videos and reviews, previews from here are just going to be a lot shorter because there's obviously a lot less to talk about. Everyone's just about to finalise their teams. So I think what's going to be more of a talking point is vice captaincy and captaincy, because the way you can go up in the ranks is if you can know your vice captain or captain. That is so essential at this point of the year now with teams finalised, that sort of thing. Now, I've still got one more change to make with my team. And look, it looks like I have to do it this week. So I'll quickly review. I'll tell you guys what trades I did. So we brought in Christian Petrarca and Harry Himmelberg for Bailey Humphrey and Clayton Oliver. Yep, we traded Clayton Oliver, so that obviously helped us for this week. The thought process behind trading Oliver, I got into it a little bit before, but in my preview, but the thought was when he does come back, he's just not really going to be the same. Melbourne do have a pretty easy fixture for the rest of the season, and if that's the case, there could be a pretty comfortable lead heading into the fourth quarter where Melbourne just go, yeah, look, Oliver, we may as well just rest here, because I think Melbourne's mindset is they want him cherry ripe for finals. So I think that's the aim. I was just holding for too long. I just had about enough of Clary. So we brought in his teammate Petrarca, 128. Very solid result. So very happy with that. Kicked 0 goals for this. Could have been a lot bigger of a score. So, but a 128, you can't complain. He's just super consistent this year. Yeah, he's just a great own. He's just going to be a great own for the rest of the year. He's got a really nice run home, so I would expect him to be a major part of my vice captain or captain for the rest of the season. Nick Dacos, 149, super good. I didn't watch too much footy. Well, if I did, it wasn't paying too much attention, that sort of thing. But a 149, super good. Tom Stewart, 147. Gee, wasn't that Sydney Geelong game absolutely crap? My God. The fact that Sydney didn't win that is just incredible. They had a multi on Geelong to win head-to-head, I'm convinced, Sydney. Jordan Dawson, 102. It's a bit hard to gauge with these Adelaide midfielders. Like Dawson, 102, and Laird, 84, both against North Melbourne. You would have thought they would have scored a lot better. So, yeah, I think Dawson's purely a VC option. Laird, it's really hard to be captaining him at this point because he's really starting to show his flaw in certain games. So he's more of a vice captain, in my opinion. Jack Sinclair, 116, solid as a rock. Saints did get the chockies eventually against West Coast. Will Day, 65. He got the ball, he's got the role, but it's just he didn't execute, gave away a couple of threes, butchered the ball quite a lot. So yeah, it's just sometimes what you're going to get from Will Day. I'd love to trade him, but unfortunately, I'm just not in the position that I can. So, look, at the end of the day, I can see we hope that he can average 85 plus from here. Harry Sheasel, I'd love to chop him. But look, to be honest, at 79, he was getting tagged by one of the players that I own, Ben Keys. I'll get into Keys a bit later. It's good, but I'm a little concerned. Anyway, Sheasel 79 while getting tagged. It's not too bad. But considering how many people own him in Supercoach, he's a bloke I'd love to just bet against. And I think I could get up in the ranks that way, but I just don't think I'm going to have the luxury to do that. Bontempelli. So it was between Bontempelli or Laird. Dunkley's VC failed, so it was between Bont or Laird. I went with Bont just because I got a bit of FOMO with him. Yeah, it was a real coin toss, to be honest. I let a wheel actually decide who I captained and landed on Bont. So 114. Look, it was better than Laird. I was going to captain either Laird or Bont. Landed on Bont, extra 30 points. Can't complain. But with all these massive scores this week, it's like what could have been. So I wouldn't mind nailing just one of those massive bloody scores, but it'll come eventually. Zach Merritt, 168. I didn't watch much of this Essendon Port Adelaide game. I did see the last few minutes, and Houston kicked that miraculous goal. So sorry to any Essendon fans watching that, but Zach Merritt was just enormous. Christian Petrarca, as I mentioned before. Rory Laird, 84, bit disappointing. Probably just can't trust him with the captaincy at the minute. Lockie Neal, 143. Now, this pissed me off because I was really tempted to go against the grain and put the VC on Choppy Neal. But I don't know. I just thought I'd go more safe with Dunkley, but I was genuinely considering Lockie Neal as an option, but it is what it is. Guess you've got to trust your gut sometimes. Eddie Brayshaw, since I've owned him, he's been terrific. Picked him up for the Geelong game, and since then, this is first bad game. So I'm going to let him pass because he's just been super solid for me this year. Tom Green, 128 in the wet, was very good. Just suited him to a T, this sort of game. I think it was on 58 at quarter time, so this was just terrific. I decided to hold Ashcroft just because I thought this week against Richmond, they're pretty easy to score against. Thought I'd hold him, and I think he could score pretty well, which he did. So 111, I think I've got a little advantage there. Matt Johnson on my bench scored a 70. I think it's going to be really nice midfield cover just in case of a disaster happens. Tim English, 127. Solid as you get. Rowan Marshall, 104. Pretty solid as. Pretty solid. Good to see Briggs finally go crap because it was just a bit like, where's this bloke come from, honestly? And why is he up there with premium scoring? So it was good to hit for him to have a bit of a down game. Also, finally good to see Ridley after I traded him out. He just kept dishing out hundreds like mental. And finally good to see him score pretty badly because it's been a painful trade out. But nice to see that he finally decided to be who he actually is, Jordan Ridley, for once. Josh Dunkley, 107, vice captain. It should have been Neil. Oh well. He did get injured in the third quarter with the fork in his calf, that sort of thing, precautionary, that sort of thing. So he might actually be out this week. And if that's the case, I'll just chuck Himmelberg on. It's 107. Look, people with no cover might be in a position where you have to trade out Dunkley, that sort of thing. So I'll be fine holding Dunkley, I'm sure, if he is out. Tim Torino, 72, just been a terrific hold, so can't really complain too much about that. Errol Goulden, 124, been a sensational pick this year, so can't complain at all with Errol Goulden. Probably Sydney's best player, in my opinion. Just been so good this year, even in a non-CBA role, but it's like they look for him to get the ball, so they look for him to get his hands on the ball, so that's really good. Connor Rose, bloody amazing. That's good to see. We know that he does have that ceiling on occasion, so that's good. I'm still a little bit crook. Keep that in mind. Ben Keys, 124. Now, look, it's a very good score, and he is a pot of mine, and I've been very happy owning him. 124 is fantastic. But it does really concern me. 3% CBAs. Well, he got one CBA the whole game, so it just makes me think he's just not locked into that midfield role. I still think he's going to score really solidly, but it does concern me. I'd rather him score 100 in that midfield role, but he got one CBA the whole game. I guess maybe because it was against a lower opposition, maybe they wanted to try a bit more Rochelle and Pedler inside that midfield, but it really makes no sense to me whatsoever why you aren't playing Keys in the midfield consistently. But 124, I guess we'll take it, but it does concern me what his scoring is going to be past this. But we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. It seems like he could be in the midfield, he could not be in the midfield, that sort of thing. So we just hope that he doesn't deliver crap scores. Darcy Cameron, 61, just an off game from Cameron. Got dominated by Jared Witts, even though it was a big win for the Pies. Himmelberg's just there as cover, 84. Yeah, he was going really strongly, but just really faded off, just made a lot of blunders and all that sort of thing. So, all right. Well, as I said, there's not too much to talk about. I think it's just vice captain and captain. And also, well, but personally for me, I'm actually in the position where I still need to finish my side. So, look, let's get into what I'm thinking of doing. So, look, let's finalise the team here. Ashcroft out. I know he's going up against West Coast this week, but Callum Mills's break even is far too low to skip on him for this week. So I'm just going to have to lock that in. Let's see how long Chad Warner's out for as well. So Callum Mills is in. Not super thrilled about it. It's just the position I'm in. Now, so that is the final team. It's all right. Hopefully we can stay inside the top 1%. That is the goal at the end of the day. We need blokes like Mills, Keys, Cameron, Merritt. I couldn't believe when I saw Merritt was 21% owned still. He should be 35+% ownership. So very happy with that. So we need a few certain blokes to go, like, just not kill us, like Butters, Oliver. Who else? Luke Ryan, I think he's like 28% owned. Canelio, not super concerned about Canelio. He's highly owned, but he's not really killing me not having him. So I'd like to think I'm getting an advantage there. I'll show you one more thing I'd love to do, but I'm not really sure if it's worth a trade. Trading out Harry Sharp, moving Constable into the midfield, and get in this West Coast 102K swing bloke, which gives me 88K in the bank, which is super handy. And what it also means is I can swing Himmelberg into defence, and I can actually loop Sheasel and Himmelberg. And then also, I mean, it was the case anyway, but just helps a bit more. I'm probably going to loop Johnson and Mills for the rest of the year. So I'm going to be looping. It all depends on matchups, but it's going to be hard to get it right. But Himmelberg looping with either Sheasel or Day, like these two are killing me. So hopefully two of these three blokes can score well each week there. It's super tempting to do this trade, but I'm not really sure if it's worth a trade. I think it's more one of those things where I might do it more down the line, but maybe not this week. So, but I'd love to do it. If this put me on 3 trades left, done, I'd do it. But 2 trades with 8 rounds to go doesn't fill me with great confidence at the end of the day. So I'm not really sure if it's worth a trade, but it's nice having 88K in the bank, but 2 trades left is a bit not too good. So vice captain, captain. Oh, gee. I think Lockie Neal has to be involved. One way or another, vice captain or captain. Preferably vice captain, to be honest, just so I know. Okay. Because I think one thing that we've learned, for me, that I've learned this year, there's never really a set in stone vice captain or captain option. You've got to look at all options. And because we keep picking Bond and Dunkley last week, Sometimes there's just these blokes that can just have random good games. And I think Tom Stewart's all right, but I'm not sure if the ball's going to go down there enough. Who are my safe captain options? Like, who are players where, all right, if worst comes to worst, I can bank on these blokes scoring solidly. And for me, I think it's Bont and Petrarca. Day cost against the Dogs, are they going to restrict him? No, I want Neil VC, so I might be Neil. I think Stewart would go all right. Maybe English. Early days, I'm thinking Neil into Petrarca. Especially if Oliver's out for this week against St Kilda. I think Petrarca's probably going to be my captain, Neil VC, that sort of thing. So, yeah, let's get into the leagues. Oh, my leg is super stiff. All right, let's get into the leagues. It feels like it's been a while since I've checked up on the leagues. The SDS SuperCoach League, I beat Theo. I dream of Heaney, so unlucky, mate. Oh, don't do this to me. Can we just not do this? Can it just load for me? There we go. All right, so we're second here. We're doing all right. 4-1 in our last 5. We're sitting second. We should be making finals from here, you would like to think. So I'm pretty happy with where I sit in the SDS SuperCoach League. The 661st best league ranking in the 20 coach leagues. And then a bit of news with this SDS Times Pro League. I'm out the 8, and I have been for a little bit. I got on a shocking losing streak in this league, and now I'm 9th, and I really need to get a good kick up the arse here to make finals here. There's only 4 rounds to go in leagues, so really going to make sure I'm going to try to make finals. Every other league, I would like to think I'd be playing finals, but this league is pretty concerning. So, yeah, need to get a wriggle on here. I'm still in hunting distance. Shout out to Benga Carroll, Jono, absolute legend he is. Brad from SuperCoach Brady, he will absolutely give it to me. If he makes finals in this league and I don't, I can't cop that. It's the SDS Times Pro League. We have to be in finals. We have to be at the pointy end of the season. Like, I can't cop this. I have to be making finals. So look, I focus on rank over leagues. I think if you focus on ranked leagues, just come with it anyway. So I'm not one to focus on leagues, but I'd like to think that maybe I could sneak in. Who's last? Sorry to Christine, Clarko's crew. And then shout out to Riley for being first in the SDS SuperCoach League. He's actually having a really good year. And also shout out to Ryan, Stuart's Misfits, who's actually got a really good rank, 446. So shout out to Ryan, Stuart Misfits. So you're having a sensational year as well, mate. Who's last in the SDS SuperCoach League? Wait, oh no, Christine. Don't tell me you're last in both leagues. Oh, come on, Christine, get a wriggle on. We don't want you finishing last in both leagues. All right, look, I think we're going to end it there. I'm pretty tired, and I think I'm just going to edit this and go to sleep. So, hope you guys had a good week. Yeah, so not really much to report. I think I'm going to try to do a live stream tomorrow. I've never done it before. Going to use a different platform for that. Well, it's going to be onto YouTube, but using a platform, I do my videos on Zoom, that sort of thing. So we'll give that a go. It could be a disaster. Never done it before, but we'll see how we go. Anyway, thank you guys very much for watching. Hope you guys had a good week in SuperCoach and hope your footy side won. Leave any comments down below if you have any sort of questions regarding your team, what I should be doing, that sort of thing. So thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video. Cheers. Have a good night.